Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the House of Flux. Come on in. We're chilling here. We are here tonight with the Legal Vices. Am I
welcome to the Flux's house. Door is open. Up? Come on in.
I like that. I think I might make that my new theme song. How are you, Jeff? How's it going?
Pretty darn good. How about yourself?
You know, I'm not doing too bad. I'm really excited for your stream after this stream because of what happened today.
Crazy.
So
and an extra crazy.
Yeah. And I'm just like, first with Becky, now this. I'm like, is there any just procedure?
Apparently not.
Apparently there's always a little bit of shady something going on. But
this is a special kind of crazy. I've just never seen anything like what's going on with the YMW Melly trial.
Yes, that is what we are referring to. The YMW Melly trial, which again, you on your stream earlier this morning, you thought, as well as a lot of us, it was just going to be a quick pre-trial hearing, just
it's a motion hearing. You go, yeah, I've read your motion, I've looked at it. Any other comments you want to make? All right, accepted or denied. But it's turned into a whole damn thing.
A whole damn thing. And I want to say the most beautiful and wonderful, perfect thing is that Ludo is still there.
She's one of the survivors.
Ludo is a survivor. And I'm like, oh, of course. But,
I think her theory, our older theory that she was some sort of Melly wrangler.
Yeah.
But she's done the technical aspect. She's done the technical cross-examinations of the technological cross-examinations.
Yeah. Which I mean, when
cell tower and she was Miss app phone app thing. So,
which makes sense because she does look like some Beverly housewife type of situation, maybe. But you
see, this is one thing we were going to show that we didn't have time for. We'll have to make up for it. Her domestic violence arrest body cam footage where she's arrested after knocking her boyfriend around.
Oh my God. Are you going to play that tonight?
Not tonight.
So. Damn it. I'm going to have to find it. But
it's quite easy. We can do that real quick.
Oh. Are you looking it up?
Sure. Raven Liberty.
Which okay, Raven Liberty.
That's your real name.
Right? Like that's got to be some type of alias. I feel like that is very much a like if you were to go to a conservative strip club, like that would be the dancer's name. Raven Liberty, and she's got like red, white, and blue pasties and stuff. I don't know.
But come on here. It's they're just breaking it up into shorts.
Lord.
Yeah.
Let's see all who's here in the chat.
Yeah, who's all here?
We got Digger in the house.
Digger!
I have game night in a half hour or in a half an hour. Oh, yeah, half an hour. I was like reading that backwards. Have a blast. Love y'all. Love you too, Digger. Oh, but thanks for stopping by, girl. We got AP, Dawn, Harlan Remy, Mofo, American Dreamer, Alan Walsh.
Yeah.
Oh my God, American Dreamer says, "Be careful, Jeff." In Minecraft, that's not. Oh, Val asked me last night how much money it would take to delete my world in like one go, and I said $5,000. But I don't think I would ever accept that deal because I like that world.
Would you really do that?
Yeah, I don't think so. I ended up doing a poll, and then Yeah, I don't think I could. That's a really fun world. And I just experimented and I made last Saturday after I finished streaming. Like we still played for a little bit longer and I made three. I made 3 giant ass bees. Like I just built like in the sky. So
Why
kind
did
of
you do that?
because they look cute. They're giant
Okay.
bees.
Says the woman who was attacked by a hornet.
See, and this was before I was attacked by the hornet.
Ah, okay. See, it's
Yeah, and plus the hornet is terrible, and these are the honeybees in Minecraft, so they look super cute because they're like blocky. But I also have a new grift where if I get $300 in super chats in a night, I'll unbox one of my collectibles. It's a horrible thing.
Because why would you do that?
Because I'm like, Mrs. Flex and I were talking about it, and she unboxes everything.
Because
and like,
that's what she's supposed to do.
No. I see the flaw in my logic where they can be unboxed, but also I'm like obsessive and I don't want to take them out of the box. So that's why I'm like, it can be like my ultimate grift. But Mrs. Flux, she has like Geralt, Ciri, and Yennefer figures that they're probably like this big. They're really nice. And she just right out of the box didn't even
show you. I don't think you've ever seen my Witcher shrine.
No, I don't think I have.
I should bring my Witcher shrine in here. I've got so much Witcher shit.
See, she has the Witcher action figures, but like I love the Stein that you got. The Stein that you got from Matsuri is just so awesome.
I've got three of the 4 Gwent decks, like actual decks.
Oh wow!
I've got like steel plate paintings. We've got a huge Geralt fighting a griffin figure. God, I have
That's so cool.
I have the School of the Wolf pendant, cloth maps of the world. I've got everything. I mean, I've got
that
shirts.
Is awesome.
I've got the troll plushies and things.
So what did you watch the Netflix series at all?
I loved the first season. I thought the first season was fantastic, and I know we have our differences. But see, I have the ability, which people don't seem to have, to go, okay, this is a separate thing from the books. Let's just, because I think I had to develop that back in 1984 when David Lynch's Dune movie came out. Okay, this is not the Dune book. Let's just watch the David Lynch movie. And I thought, okay, it's great for what it is. If you're a purist and you want to see exactly what's in the book on the screen, you probably should never watch a movie that's been adapted from a book or a TV series. So I love the first series of Witcher. I thought it was great. I love the character. And I mean, Henry Cavill is Geralt.
Oh, absolutely. Through and through.
Even though he has Tyrannosaurus Rex arms, he still does his job. And I thought the only thing I didn't like was Triss's character, because Triss is way hotter than Yennefer. Just hands down. No question about it. Just saying. And the second season, I thought the second season was even better than the first one because it was more witchery. It did follow the books a little bit closer. It told some of the stories. It was great. And I watched about 20 minutes of the first episode of season 3 and said, F this crap. And I'm done.
Yeah.
Season 3 was so bad that I watched
it was stupid.
20 minutes and went, I'm no longer invested.
Yeah, it was absolutely stupid. The one and only episode that I feel like was decent was, I think it was like they split, it was like only 7 episodes, I think. And like or 8 episodes and they released it like 4 and 4 or like 5 and 3. They did some weird, stupid shit with like how they released it. And like, I remember it was the last episode of the first half of the season was like the climax episode. And it was like everything after that was stupid. And everything before that was stupid. And that was stupid. And it was just like, I loved the cast so much.
Yeah.
And like, I thought how Geralt, amazing. Henry Cavill, Anya, what's her name?
Jennifer?
Yes. The girl who plays Yennefer. Oh my God. Like, I feel like they uglied her up in the 3rd season. So I'm kind of super pissed. She was
really ugly in the 1st season, you know.
Really? Oh, well, okay.
Yeah,
no, but when they first like introduce Yen to Geralt, when like he walks into that scene and just the way she's sitting with the black lace and everything and the mask, I'm just like, like that's I like Yen. Yen is best girl, okay? Yen will always be best girl. Triss is kind of tries to be a homewrecker.
No.
But I really love the actress who plays Triss in the series. Like, I thought the whole actress of Triss, I just thought the whole character of Triss plus the actress in the series was just so well done. Like,
see, that's my purest part, though. She's supposed to be a buxom redhead with freckles.
Yeah,
that's the whole point of her.
Yeah, Mrs. Flux, she's one of those purists where she hates anything that isn't the original because it's not the original. And
see, my brother's he was the one that got me hooked on the Witcher books originally, in the games and whatnot. He refuses to watch it. He just refuses to even turn it on.
But like, see, I'm the same way as you, where I can, like, I kind of don't like it so much because you kind of could have stuck a little closer to the books. But I also understand having some artistic differences, especially with adapting a book to a series. However, what they did with the whole, like, kind of taking Geralt out of it and kind of promoting this, I get it. It's kind of all about Ciri in a way, but like making Ciri and Yennefer the main characters and 100% assassinating Yennefer's character by trying to sacrifice Ciri for selfish reasons. There is no way in hell Yennefer would ever do that to Ciri. Like, Yen only ever wanted a daughter.
And I haven't seen season 3, so I'm not enraged by any of this, except for AP is
that
saying
was season 1.
What?
Yeah, she tried.
Oh, the big battle at the end.
Season 2. Yeah, season 2's where she tried to sacrifice Ciri. Yeah, it was all bullshit. Really quick, Fundian with a $3 super sticker. Thank you so much, Fundian. I appreciate that. It's the dancing pineapple.
Real quick. Well, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
While we're talking about The Witcher, let's try something.
Yes.
Siri, call the police. Let's see what happens.
See, it's funny because I don't have an iPhone. So I want to know how many people in the chat are like, oh my God. Fundian with a $2 super chat. Pants for Flux. Jeff, be careful of clips. Hey man. It's all alleged. And then Torgo the White with a new member. I thought you were a member before, but welcome to being a new member.
New member now.
Hell yeah. And then Mary Fluxmiss. Thank you so much for that $2 super chat. I like that, Mary Fluxmiss.
Me too.
I should make a Flux holiday.
You
Pants are 100% prison. I'm not
10,000%. Neither am I.
It's like the first thing that comes off after work because, like, ugh.
Yeah, my pant. Well, my shoes. Then it's pants. Then socks.
Yeah.
Then shirt.
Yeah, about the same.
And
But
I just have a shirt on because I'm here.
same.
Yeah.
So you said you only saw season 1, or you
No, I saw
saw
season 1 and season 2.
So after the Battle of Sodden, when
Yeah.
Yen loses her magic, and then like, she tries to, or she almost sacrifices Ciri, and it's like, no, in no world would Yen ever do that, ever. All she ever wanted was a daughter. That like, and then they try to just like blow it off, like, yeah, no, I wasn't totally gonna like kill you or like, turn you over to a witch that just wanted your soul or anything. It's fine.
Okay, yeah, now I know it's all rushing back. Okay, that's
Yeah.
right. It was that whole thing. She has to die so that we can figure out everything. Yeah, it was dumb.
Yeah, it was. I'm just like that.
But the whole first 20 minutes of season 3, where Geralt's not talking to her, and they're for some reason stabbing every door they can with love letters back and forth. This is
Right?
just stupid.
Like
And
that's
then,
what
of
we
course,
that's what we do. We just stab
Yeah.
letters to door.
And it's got the problem that you get into when you actually use child actors to play children. Ciri aged like 10 years in one season.
Yes. I'm like, she is a full-grown woman now.
Well, I was like watching, going, who is this woman? And they're like, Ciri. I'm like, what?
Oh yeah.
All
if
right.
you go back and watch the first season and you're like, child, and then you go back and watch the third season, you're like, woman.
Yeah, well, there's a series on Netflix called Manifest. I don't know if you saw that. That's kind of a cool series. The idea is a plane takes off from, I think it was Jamaica, back to the States, and it lands. But then when they get off the plane, they realize that they've been missing for 5 years.
Oh, I've heard of this. I've never watched it yet.
And they have to figure out what's going on. Where did we go for 5 years? Why didn't we age 5 years? And everybody else is like, ooh, what's up? And there's like weird things start happening, and they have to unravel this big puzzle. Great show. Actually had a really good ending. It was nice. But the son in there, same thing. I think he was a victim of COVID, because he's this little 8-year-old boy in one season. Then they come back and he's like 6 feet tall.
Wow.
You're like, wait a minute.
You're like, what happened? Well, I feel like that was one of the issues that was one of my only issues with Yennefer. How they cast her, she was so young. She's so she looks like Ciri's age.
Yeah.
And I get that she's eternally youthful, but I feel like they pick someone so young so that they could have many seasons and her not really age. But at the same time, I'm like, they cast her, and I feel like she is just so young for the part of Yennefer. But MLS Law, I almost said MLS Law Show, but it's not MLS Law Show anymore. It's Making Law Simple Network.
I know.
With the 1999, huh?
I always have so much problem putting the network at the end now, because I got used to Making Law Simple, then it throws the network on the end, so now it's even more confusing for me.
I like that it makes it like official. It gives it like an official network. For being Fluxing Flux. Thank you so much, David. I really appreciate that. Which I still have not watched Rogue One. I have to watch that still.
She says while wearing a Mandalorian shirt.
I know, right? Well, so I got this, my sister, my niece and my sister, they got it for me a few years ago, for my birthday. And it's a nice shirt. I wasn't.
How have you not watched the third best Star Wars movie in the entire history of the franchise? Wow.
Okay, everybody says it's the best, or it's one of the best, or in the top.
It's the third best.
Is it really?
Yes. Empire Strikes Back, the original, I guess it's episode 4 now, New Hope, and then Rogue One.
Okay. I might have to make it a priority. Like everybody, so it's Dave keeps telling me to watch it. There's a gentleman at work who he's a Marine or he's a former Marine. We always go back and forth. He keeps telling me to watch it. And it's one of those things where I'm so skeptical of any of the new Star Wars. I'm just scared.
Which is why it was a delightful surprise. Well, see, and JKD Buck says Mrs. Watched Manifest. I call it Eyebrow Fest. That chick has massively thick eyebrows. Yes, she does. Which people know that I have a thing for noses. I also have an eyebrow thing.
Oh.
And I think it's because of Brooke Shields when I was growing up.
You know, I just watched a whole thing on Brooke Shields and like, damn. One, I didn't know she looked that good back in the day.
Watch Blue Lagoon. Oof, you get to see a lot of Brooke Shields in Blue Lagoon.
But then, like, also, I feel bad because of everything she went through as, like, a child growing up.
Yeah.
So there's, like, that aspect to it. And I'm like, but she was, like, very attractive.
She had eyebrows. I think that's why I like.
See, for me, it's
dark, bushy eyebrows.
It's the bone structure. She has really strong, like, good bone structure.
Yeah. Well, she's got that thing, which, as we've talked about before, has somehow led me to fall for like several lesbians in my life. That square jaw thing. Maybe it's I don't know, because like Brooke Shields kind of has the square jaw.
Yeah.
And Jodie Foster.
Yeah.
Young.
Yeah.
I just like that kind of square kind of jaw thing going.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with you on that one. But I'll definitely have to make Rogue One. Yeah. Maybe I'll watch it this weekend. But Dave says they're gonna. When are you gonna watch it in Discord? Just tell me the day. I'll have to let you. Like, I don't know. Maybe sometime this weekend. Because I really do need to see it before I just like judge it. Because on my list, Mrs. Flux the other day, she asked me my top 10 favorite movies. Like, if I could only watch 10 movies ever again, which 10 would it be?
Oof.
Right? And it took me about probably 2 or 3 days, but I actually do have a list. And A New Hope is definitely in the top 10.
Sure.
Because
but see, I would like it to be the original unmessed with. Original
that's
one
what I'm
that
saying.
I saw in the theater.
Yes, the unedited, like undigitized bullshit that they have now. But like if you get one of the old tapes or whatever, like for me, one of the most iconic, at least for me, in my opinions, one of the most iconic movie scenes in history is the entrance of Darth Vader. Like with the music and just his size and just his presence, like I think that is one of the greatest moments in cinematography.
Oh yeah,
like ever. And so I have such a high standard, and then they just destroyed it so hard. Like I'm
old enough. Sorry, continue.
Oh no, go ahead.
No, you were ranting. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just like, when at least some of the original movies are literally in my top 10 of like all-time movies, and to do what they did to the films, it's just like I have such a disdain for any of the movies. Now, I watched the first season of The Mandalorian. I thought it was really cute and funny, and I enjoyed it. And that was all. I didn't watch any more of it.
Season 2 was good. I haven't seen season 3. I don't know why.
I'm mad that they got rid of Gina Carano. I love her.
Yeah.
She's amazing.
I'm old enough to remember watching Star Wars in the theater.
See,
me and my friend and his dad took us to see it. And I mean, I was 7, 8. And I was just like sitting there, you just like, bam, that initial note of the whole John Williams score. You just dang, and then this Star Destroyer just comes over your head on the screen, and then it just keeps coming. Well, no, first they had the little Carillion fighter, the diplomatic ship. You got this big ship going over your head, and you're like, holy crap, this is a big ship. And then the Star Destroyer is like, raw, and then sucks it up, and you're like, what the hell? It was like just this amazing experience. I'd never seen anything like that.
See, I would have loved to have seen that in theaters because, like, again, that is such an iconic opening sequence.
It is.
Like, with the surround sound. They should replay that in theaters, but not the new digitized version.
Well, I saw the other day that somewhere you can get a screwified version of it. Like they've stripped everything out of it that was put back in, because I guess it being all digital and stuff, you can do that easier than if it was all practical effects. So
nice. Wow, that's. I'm so mad because, like, one of the biggest issues I have is why did they put Hayden Christensen in it as Vader in the last one? Like, why is Hayden Christensen there?
Why is he in any of the movies at all? I mean, that's my question.
That is a very accurate point. I will give that to you. That is very
Don Kratzer, Jeff describing as a Star Destroyer, and then rah.
But see, that's how it was. That was a great description of it. He did the description because it envelops and it just goes rah.
Exactly. And that's what the TIE fighters actually sound like. They go on the screen. Anyway.
See, and I mean, it was so cool too because, like, now my one of my main issues with films today is everything is done inside a studio. Mm-hmm. Nothing is done outside of a studio anymore. And if it is, it's like snippets of scenes that they actually do outside or like real life or whatever. Everything's done in a studio with CGI, and they rely so much on CGI. It's like, where are the good actors now? Like the ones that could just like they could suck you in just through their acting skills. Because, like, were the effects of Star Wars, like, yes, that was cutting edge technology at the time, but it was still enough to where they didn't solely rely on it. It was still done, I love the scenes in like the desert or like, I don't know. I love real life scenery, and I hate that films have moved so much to studios these days. Even I think it's Universal Ranch was just torn down so that they could put up studios, and it's like it's Warner. I think it's Warner Brothers. One of the major studios in Hollywood is tearing down their entire like city, like filming plex, and like all these old buildings. The Cleaver House. So what is that? That's Warner Brothers, right?
I have no idea.
I'm trying to think. I think it's got to be Warner Brothers because it's where WandaVision was filmed. But like they're just demolishing all those set houses and all that history so that they can put up sound studios. It's utterly dope for me because I did grow up in and around Hollywood, and I loved Universal Studios. Like their back lot is so amazing. Like you can, I don't know if you can still do the tour or anything, but growing up you could. And because I did stuff, I did work in the background, like background work and, stuff like that. I did work in the film industry for a little bit as a kid. I loved going back to the back lot because it was just so, like it was like a fake city back there.
Yeah. They've got all the Western sets that are up in the hills.
Yeah. And it's so cool.
Well, I was thinking about movies is even though you're watching a two-dimensional thing, the practical effects, the sets still give it depth.
Mm-hmm.
Mountains look different than digital green screen mountains. They just look different. They feel different. And like I said, everything is two-dimensional, but digital effects feel two-dimensional.
Yeah. And bringing it kind of back to The Witcher a little bit, in the 3rd season, there is a scene where Geralt and Ciri are riding together, and like there's one shot of them. There's one shot of them where it's like a real scene where they're really and like riding a horse through this like wooded path. And then the rest of it is all CG. Like any other shot is CGI, and it is so bad. It's so bad, and it's like this whole thing was unnecessary. Why was this even put here?
Well, it's like the old 1950s driving scenes where you've got the two people in the car going,
yes,
while they're playing some road thing there.
The road got is like a light that's just
and the people aren't. They're just like doing this. Like who drives like this? But I mean, the original New Hope is a classic example where they developed entire ways of filming things. Like the motion cam was something. I can't remember what the guy that invented. I mean, it seems weird to say that a guy invented a camera that moves, but before it was all static cameras. And it was Hitchcock that would use the lens apertures and things and the zoom on the lens to create effects, but the cameras were stationary.
Yeah.
And this guy was doing road construction videos or like mapping like roads of a city for driving videos or something. For like traffic flow videos is like what I think it was. So he invented this camera that would go between the small streets of these models that he built of the city for these traffic videos. And then he'd say, okay, well, this is useless and nobody will ever use this. Yeah. And then the dolly shot's different. The dolly shot, that's on rails. This is like the camera that like moves between the things. And so this guy just put it on the shelf. And then he went to work for Lucas during filming of New Hope. And he said, hey, let's use my old camera. So that's where you get the depth from practical effects, because you have the camera that comes in, focuses, swings around the back of the ships and tracks it around. And it was used to go down into the trenches of the Death Star. Now it's just all CG.
Oh, I love that scene so much where Luke goes into the canal or whatever you want to call it of the Death Star. And like he's just flying through, and it's like that was just that movie is so amazing. It's just an amazing movie.
And that's again, we're talking about Giger here. AP is that's why Alien was such a freaking scary show, because I've done this. I don't know if you've done this, but you watch a CG movie, you're like, it's just you're going, okay, this is a good movie, whatever. Ooh, cool. I think if I ever go, hey, that's really cool effects, it's not a cool effect. Once I've registered, oh, that's a cool effect. Because that's why I hate the Avatar films, because it's just essentially James Cameron jerking off on the screen. Like, look what I can do.
Yeah, like look how well I can use CGI. Like, look how flawlessly I can sculpt something on a computer. Cool beans, bro.
And it's like, well, I developed this, so let's make a movie to showcase this new development I've done, which I just hate. But I mean, it was great for back in the day for Alien and those kind of things. With the Cameron and the Carpenter era, that was great. But now it's just like, ooh, let's see what we can do with computer technology. But if I see a movie, I've done this, and I don't know, like I said, I wonder if you've ever done this. I found that if I'm watching a movie that has practical effects more than once, I've been wanting to see something that's like somebody will be behind something or something's behind something. And I'll actually I find myself trying to look around the damn thing on the screen.
I've done that before where I'm like, oh, wait, no, I'm not going to be able to. Yeah. What am I doing?
Yeah. And it's a two-dimensional thing, but it feels like it has depth, which is why that camera development was just so awesome. because you can track the ships as they're flying, and then you get the whole rotating the camera 360 thing to give the rolling effect to the ships, and then you dive down into the trenches and come back up, and it's amazing. You just don't think somebody developed that, but somebody did.
Right? It's so Hollywood used to be so amazing. Like the film industry used to be so amazing, and like what I think I was watching White Christmas a few weeks ago, honestly. I love that movie. That movie is amazing. And I miss, like, you know, the dancing and the singing and you know, just when the movie was about what the actors were doing and not about what the effects were doing.
Yeah.
Like
right.
At some points, you know, I think, you know, they have their special effects was like miniatures.
Yeah.
And it's like, that is, I feel like,
well, and then you get the old movies like, you know, Singing in the Rain, and the old musicals.
Yes.
And it was like, well, it was the same effect, you know, the Singing in the Rain when they're dancing, you know, 360 around the room, and the same with like the Matrix fight scene and the hallway scene. I mean, they're actually building these gigantic houses that rotate and spin it's incredible. Now it would just be like, there's some special effects for you.
Yeah, like we'll just CGI it, it'll be fine. Like, I mean, most underwater scenes.
Yeah.
Oh, go for it.
No, you're gonna say something I completely agree with.
Most underwater scenes now are CGI, and it's like that to me. That is the most egregious thing to CGI, because make the actor act and put them in a tank. Make them hold their breath for 30 seconds, get the shot, and that's what acting is.
And they suck. The underwater CG sucks. Which was what I was going to say. That's what this new Avatar movie is. It was 3 freaking hours of Cameron going, look, I made water cool, because water, like waves and like water falling off of things, is the hardest thing to do with CGI, apparently, as well as underwater. And he did it very well. And he's like, oh, look, I can make water. That was literally the entire purpose of the new Avatar movie, as far as I can see, is so James Cameron can jerk off on the screen and go, look, I can make water look real.
See, and that's like,
What's up, Camelot?
Oh, Camelot's here. What's up, Camelot?
Camelot's lurking. What up,
Camelot in the house. What's up, bro? How you doing? How you feeling?
Yeah.
Yeah, how's it going? I hope you're doing all right, because you kind of had a thing.
A thing. And then a thing going on.
And then a thing. And I hope you're doing all right. But yeah, no,
Cameron jerking off on screen. Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Like anything underwater, like I mean, especially with I didn't even see Aquaman, and I only
I saw 25 minutes of it.
I couldn't. I saw how terrible the water effects were, and I'm like, he's Aquaman. He should, like, maybe if you can't accomplish it in real life, you shouldn't try. Like, have we just ever thought about that? Like, maybe Aquaman was never meant to be a live action film, because it's not possible for people to be underwater like that. And CGI is terrible. I'm good. My team almost. Huh?
I said that's I was just gonna reading this. Yeah, that's why I was talking about. This is good.
My team almost has my new car built and some new sponsors as a result of the wreck being everywhere online. No harm, no foul. Hey,
Geico.
I mean, hey.
Let me talk to you about your sports car's extended warranty.
Hey, turn that frown upside down. When life gives you lemons, you make lemonade.
You squeeze it hard until you get all the juice out of it.
Yeah, I liked this one. This one guy said, if life gives you lemons, chuck them at people to make yourself feel better.
There you go.
It was so like, just, oh, I was not expecting that. Okay, made me laugh.
I just
but yeah,
love
no,
old school movies. You know, I mean, you
they're
look at
so
things
good.
like, and I said, Weta Studios did an amazing job with the Lord of the Rings, especially like the Battle of Helm's Deep, and just the scope, and just listening to them talk about the technology they needed to put like 100,000 soldiers and have them all act independently.
Yeah.
It's a really cool. There's a cool documentary on making of these software to make each one of these individuals act individually and independently of each other.
Well, and not only that, like I feel like Lord of the Rings is one of the most perfect examples of how you incorporate CGI into movies. Like not only that, but there was one video I watched where I think it was Return of the King, where God, I haven't seen these movies in forever. What's his name? The king dude, the main dude. Aragorn, where he goes into that like haunted place with his ancestor ghost kings. Like that, the way they made those ghosts look, like how they did the makeup to highlight certain things so that they can overlay it with certain like CGI images. But it's like it was so cool. Like the makeup was so well done, but they didn't even need the CGI in some points, but they added it for, the effect. But it was like that whole film was a beautiful masterpiece, which all three of those actually made it into my top 10 list.
Flex is adorable. Where he goes into the haunted place with the Ghost King guys. Exactly. That's why we love her.
And then that again,
one thing happens,
that one thing where he talks to that one guy and he's got the face and the crown.
Right.
I need to rewatch those ones too. Mrs. Flex and I actually were just talking about that because all three of those are on both of our top 10 lists.
Yeah.
Which
and if you watch the making of and in the documentaries and things that are exactly what I was going to say.
Full on experience.
Yeah, you watch them and you see these enormous sets, like you were saying, Flex. They had these gigantic sets they built, painstakingly painted, painstakingly created these things, and then they just sort of put the CG fillers around the sides to complete the picture. But they were using like airplane hangar sized sets.
Yes.
And then you go back to the classics, Cleopatra, the 10 Commandments. When, imagine the billions of dollars it would take to make the 10 Commandments today.
Oh, they could not recreate that.
Because during all of those scenes, where there's tens of thousands, there was thousands of people on the set.
Literally. Oh,
all of them had makeup. All of them had costumes. They're building giant pyramids. And the effects on there with parting the waters, parting the Red Sea, and the big spiral fire column coming down and all the plagues. These were actual practical effects, and every single one of those would be lifeless, soulless, digital CGI garbage today.
Yeah. Like you can look back and see that's someone's hard, dedicated work. And today that would be, oh, look at what the computer did. Like, I mean, and also
had to find 100 midgets to film The Wizard of Oz.
But they did. That was the point. They did.
And they were all drunk, apparently, according to Judy Garland.
Oh my goodness! Like, have you watched some of the documentaries about that? Like,
oh yeah, they were nasty little people.
They were bad. They were bad.
You've seen the promotional picture? I think it was from Man's Chinese Theater or whatever the hell it's called now, where they're like up on the signs, like throwing things at people. And...
No.
Oh, really?
Look at that. Wow. But it's just like. Did you ever see House on Haunted Hill with Vincent Price?
Oh, yeah, of course.
I saw that movie, I think, when I was maybe 8 or 9. terrified me. Absolutely scared
yeah.
the living shit out of me. And it's a black and white film. It's a film from, like, when was that made? In, like, the 60s?
I think it'd be the 50s.
Like, the 50s? It's a black and white, and it scared the living shit out of me. You wanna know why? Because of Vincent Price.
Yeah.
Vincent Price was such a good actor, and he was able, I mean, and all of them in that movie were super good actors that just, they bring it to life, and then they suck you in, and then they're just like, I think the last time I tried watching it, I was probably like 14, and I'm like, I'm gonna watch this movie, and me and my neighbor did, and we were super terrified for like the rest of the night. But it was like, the thing I remember most vividly is like, it's a stupid like skeleton, like one of those plastic skeletons that they're using to, like, you know, be a skeleton.
Yeah.
But the actress who was like, she was terrified of it and like screaming, and just the look on her face and her screaming haunted me for a very long time.
No, there was I'll tell you those movies. I mean, anything with Peter Cushing and, you know, hey, going back to Star Wars, who played Grand Moff Tarkin in A New Hope, Peter Cushing and Vincent Price. Well, the movie they were in together, they did a bunch of movies together. The Raven, Edgar Allan Poe's The Raven,
yeah.
where there was like this cool battle where they were both wizards, and they were just sitting at opposite ends of this table, like casting spells at each other. That was the coolest damn movie. But the one that scared the shit out of me, and it seemed to be on every Saturday, was Jason and the Argonauts.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
What?
Yeah. What is it called?
That has some of Jason and the Argonauts.
I'm going to have to look that up. We have a Gosney raid.
That has some of the most amazing stop motion photography ever in it.
Hold on. I gotta write that down.
You have to have seen it. There's no reason why you wouldn't have seen it.
I probably have, but I probably just forgot the title one more time because I don't have a memory.
It's like Jason and the Argonauts, like Jason and the Golden Fleece.
Okay.
Yeah,
you know, it kind of sounds familiar.
Okay, check out what I just put up here for I put up the link here. Yeah.
Okay. What's up, Gosney Raiders? It's good to have you here. We're talking film. Let's go.
See, you can see some of the guys that played the Munchkins up there on the sign.
Those little guys up there over the sign.
Yeah, Disney hired some little people to dress as Pinocchio and wave at people. The premiere of Pinocchio, they left them on the balcony with enough food and wine for the day, but by late afternoon, they were all naked. The costumes were too hot, drunk, screaming swear words at people. That's like the greatest thing ever.
Oh my God. That's terrible.
That's funny.
Well, then I immediately think of this morning watching Hayden stream with the midget boxers, and I'm just like,
oh, we watched it live.
I know, I was there. I didn't say nothing. But
that's right, you were there.
Yeah. I'm a little more quieter these days, but I'm still there. I'm always there. I'm just not as chatty at the moment because it's a little busier and whatnot. But
and I know you've Army of Darkness.
Which one?
Army of Darkness.
Long time ago.
Evil Dead.
Yeah.
The Evil Dead 3, you know.
Yeah.
The boomstick, you know. And they have like all the big skeletons there. That was a throwback to Jason and the Argonauts. It was an homage to that.
Okay.
Where are we at here?
You know, is that the one with the lizard people?
It's just Jason. It's like Jason's quest for the Golden Fleece. They have everybody.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I've seen this one.
The skeleton fight.
Yeah.
Must die.
They chuck the skeleton teeth.
I remember this. Yep. Yeah.
And they come up out of the ground.
This terrified me.
All this amazing stop motion stuff. This is I mean, this was all practical effects. This was stop motion photography.
Yeah, and like
miniatures and this was 1963.
And you think of this actor, he's fighting nothing.
Yeah.
He's literally just going through these motions, but he's doing it in a very real and convincing way. Like
Right.
this is that yeah.
But
that was
that
just
movie,
so beautifully done.
That movie that movie scared the shit out of me all the time because it's just nonstop. They've got harpies attacking people. They've got these skeletons. There's a hydra they have to fight. There's the whole evil guy chasing them during the time. Then there's this gigantic the Argonaut statue thing that comes to life. That was the one that just scared the bejesus out of me. Was this Argonaut statue coming to life?
Yeah.
They fight Talos. Where's Talos here?
Did you ever see Attack of the Giant Sea Snails?
No, but now I want to.
Yeah, it's as awesome as it sounds. Like for a time when I was a kid, we were really into like the old monster movies. And like these are back in like these movies are done in like the 40s and 50s and they have this horribly amazing technology.
All the Bird Eye Gordon films, all the animals.
Yes. Oh my god.
There was like one of the grasshoppers that were attacking the Empire State Building. It was literally just a regular grasshopper on a postcard of the Empire State Building.
Or like they were miniatures with like, actual snails just next to miniatures of something. And you're just like, this is so well done. This is amazing. But I don't know. I just with all the woke stuff, it's just woke stuff and CGI killed. I think it's why Hollywood isn't doing well anymore because films, it's not about like you said, it's just about directors doing the best that they can do instead of like a movie takes a whole ass team. Like the actors it takes a lot. I really did love the film industry. Like it was so complex and like being on set is fun. Like watching things come to life when it is just an empty stage and then seeing all the work that brings it to, from just an empty stage with like trees to an actual like haunted forest with people running for their lives or whatever. It's really cool. Ooh, let me see what
this is the one that scared the absolute freaking hell out of me. Was this Talos? He had this gigantic treasure chest, and they found these pearls that were like this big, and they stole stuff from him. And this is the moment where I'll never forget the first time I saw this. I lost my shit. This big giant guardian statue, Talos.
It must have been the wind.
Does this?
Yep, this terrified me.
And then he just gets up and comes after them.
Like, what are you gonna do against that?
And see, they even do it like this guy hasn't moved in a long time. He's kind of wobbly on his feet for a second. I mean, that was so good. That movie was just awesome.
Yep. And again, that was just practical effects. Like, that was, plus with the music behind it, it just gives it that extra element of like, oh my God, what's happening? The single like horn blare is always like one of the worst sounds. It's just always a sound of terror. It's just unfortunately how it's gonna have to be. Really quick, we got a $2 super chat. Oh, that was a little. That was a few minutes ago. Sorry about that. Isaac Baruch's Wholesome Gabagool Art says,
"What's up?
I know I haven't seen you in a minute. It's good to have you here. But he could turn the water into wine. Doubt it." Talking about the Avatar. Yeah,
Mhm.
I saw the first one in 3D, like the first Avatar that came out. I remember walking out of there with a headache and thinking like I never want to see another movie in 3D again.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
Yep.
see, I mean, that was. See, I watched it first just 2D, then I watched 3D, and then I watched it on TV, and so like on a TV screen. I thought, okay, this kind of sucks. It needs to be a big screen. It needs to be
Yeah.
2D. But then you go back now and you look at it and you go, wow, those effects kind of sucked.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's a crappy movie and you can't rewatch it. But like every October 1st, it's my ritual to watch Hellraiser.
Oh, nice.
Because Pinhead is just like the coolest horror thing ever. But the whole movie where he's reconstituting himself into a, I mean, that scared the shit out of me in the 80s watching it in the movie theater. But now you look at it and go, oh yeah, that's just awful. That's just terrible effects. But you still watch it.
And at the time it was like that was terrifying. It did the job it needed to do. Where it was like, yeah, it scared the shit out of me. Thank you.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, what if you had a top three, what would you pick for your top 3 movies?
Oh my! That's like the worst question because I can't do that. I might be able to do 10, but like 3.
Okay, give me your top 10.
I don't know if I can even do 10, but I mean, like my all-time favorite, all around, I could watch it a billion times movie is Wizard of Oz.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's just kind of my perfect movie. If you get a perfect movie, Wizard of Oz. It's so difficult. Blade Runner.
Okay, good one.
The original Star Wars.
All 3 of them?
No, just the original one.
Okay.
Because I would have to go nostalgia.
I mean, like 4, 5, and 6, or just 4?
4.
Okay.
I mean, I would prefer to have Empire Strikes Back because I thought it was better, but out of nostalgia, I would have to go with 4.
Okay. That's funny. That's the reason I put A New Hope in my top 10 as well, but not the other ones. What about Godzilla?
See, I have like all the Godzilla movies in my head, so I don't need them. I don't need to see them. I would probably put the new Dune movie in there because it was so damn good.
Really?
Yeah.
I still haven't watched it yet, but I never read the books either. I never got into Dune.
I'm sad.
There's so many things I need to catch up on.
Gosh, this is rough.
That's
Godfather.
Yeah. Which one? The first one?
The Godfather one, yeah.
Okay.
If I could do both of them, that would be awesome. But again, although I thought the 2 was better with the backstory, I would have to go with 1 just because, God. Something's telling me to say 12 Angry Men, but I don't want to. But I think it's just because I watched it on the plane ride coming back from Houston. So It's fresh in my head.
I had to watch that in school, which I did enjoy that film. I did like it.
God, I'm trying. I mean, see, now I just love movies so much that I'm trying to think of the movies that just made me sit back and go, wow.
Well,
probably I mean, those movies that just leave you like when the whole theater just sort of sits quietly over and goes, watch.
See, like one of mine, I did have like one that from childhood I could watch 1,000 times over, 100 times again, and that's Bed Knobs and Broomsticks.
Ugh.
There you go. I mean, it's one of the first. It's one of the first that introduces live action with cartoons.
Yeah.
And I mean, who doesn't? I mean, it is such a great. But I love that movie so much.
Angela Lansbury, yeah.
I mean, yeah. Just her with I almost said supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, but that's the wrong one. It's actually
yes.
I know the word.
Yes.
Locomotion.
Yeah. The substitutionary locomotion.
There it is.
Substitutionary locomotion, not
Yep.
locomotionary substitution.
Yep. Oh God, I love that movie so much. It's such a good one.
The Tricuna Macoides Tricortum Satis D.
And then like I think that's where my love of like the Renaissance also comes in. Because I love, I love a good Renaissance fair with some armor and
Titties.
definitely also titties.
Yeah. It was Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. I watched that on the way to Houston. Yes. I had some great movies on my flight. And I realized that is like I loved it as a kid and I hadn't seen it for 30, 35 years. And I watched it and go, this is a based film.
Oh, yeah.
He's like she drives off into the lake and he just leaves her there. It's like, hey, you learn to drive, woman, and go make me some sandwiches. Literally. Like,
right? Where he's like,
go make us sandwiches.
And she's like, why would you talk to me like that? And he's like, because I don't, like, he literally does not give a shit. And I love it so much.
That was so based. I loved it.
I will say, though, also one of my top movies, because it's just, I still like to listen to the soundtrack. And Truly Scrumptious is like one of my favorite songs. And I'm just like, I'll sing it a lot because I really love it. But The Child Catcher gave me nightmares for like my entire childhood. Like from the moment my parents would every once in a while, the child catcher is gonna come get you. I'm like, no, like I could never. Anytime the child catcher came around, I would literally go and hide behind the couch. Yikes. Like if there was something I didn't like or that scared me as a kid when we were like watching a movie, I would go and hide behind the couch or the chair and just watch it from behind because that I was safe. that made me safe apparently.
Nice.
But I love
Bandits.
That movie.
Eric Foam says Time Bandits is a definite maybe for my list. Time Bandits was a fantastic movie.
I don't think I watched that one.
Oh my God. Terry Gilliam. Oh my God. That is a fantastic movie. It's got a huge cast, a bunch of little people that they created the world basically. And nice. They've got this map, this time map that, so they go back and like, Ian Holm, the guy that played Bilbo Baggins, and he plays Napoleon in this. And John Cleese is the head evil guy. And it's great. John Cleese was God. Was John Cleese? Well, God was the evil guy in Time Bandits because he wanted his map back. The dwarves stole the map and were like running amok through time.
Manders 13 says we just had our Renaissance fair last weekend. We had a Renaissance fair last weekend. I thought it was next weekend. It's still next weekend, right? Because I was trying to go next weekend. I really wanted to go to the Renaissance fair. I thought it was next weekend too. I hope it is. Because I do love a good Renaissance fair. But no, I'll have to watch Time Bandits because I love the concept of like time traveling and kind of going through. Did you ever watch what was it called? Why can't I even Legends of Tomorrow, the DC show?
No, I did not watch it.
It was okay. It was really cool at first where they were like going through and fixing moments in history where like people were trying to kind of mess with history.
That's Time Bandits. They're going through time trying to steal all the important stuff. And that's why because he wants his map back.
That's why I think I would love it because I loved the Legends of Tomorrow. Because it was all about like they had to go and try and correct history and save history. And I think that's such a neat idea. I am putting that one, Time Bandits.
Oh, it's a classic. Absolutely classic.
But did you ever see the movie In Time with Justin Timberlake and Amanda Seyfried?
No.
See, it's funny because I watched that one while I was in Korea, and that was a good one. It was like their life was current, like time was currency, and it was a weird concept, but it was kind of cool. But we got to wrap it up soon because you have stuff to get to. I have nighttime stuff to do because it's already like 9 p.m. and all that good stuff. But what do you got coming up? Well, you have literally
like in an
hour. It's an hour
yeah.
from now, but I'm gonna set it up to dump into your stream.
An hour from now, you got YMW Melly afternoon. That's it.
That's it.
Don't miss it.
Nothing in the. I want to know what happened to. I'm excited also. Well, for that, but for Monday too, because I didn't hear about any Chinese sub anything.
We'll talk about it on Monday.
So I'm excited about that too. Let me see where to redirect. Where is your stream? There it is.
There somewhere.
Found it. All right. So everybody, you guys are going to be redirected to Jeff's stream, which will start in about an hour. And you're going to be going through the second half of the hearing today.
Yep. The afternoon sesh.
Alrighty, and guys, come back tomorrow morning for Minecraft in the morning, where we do Minecrafty stuff. And right under the wire, we got a $5 super chat from Stephen Cooper. You two seen Dog Soldiers?
Yep.
No.
Watch it.
I will watch that. I will put it on my list. Thank you so much for that $5 super chat. So, guys, come back tomorrow for Minecraft in the morning. It's going to be fun. And yeah, be excellent to each other. Have a fantastic rest of your night. And we will see you all later. Bye, guys.
You guys rock.